Friends, as you prepare for your Seder this evening, on behalf of Devora, Mushka, Bluma, Yossi, Sarah, and Shana, I'd like to extend my deepest wishes to you and your family, together with a short message. I know I'm not alone, but since I was a child, I don't believe I've ever attended a Seder without guests. In fact, as Jews, having guests is central to our lives and is the reason we begin our Seder with the words, Heilach ma'anya dia chalo avasana ba'ar de Mitzrayim, kol dichvin yeseh v'yechol kol disrich yeseh v'yifsach. This is the bread of affliction our ancestors ate in Egypt. Let all who are in need come and eat with us. You see, the most important mitzvah of the Seder is V'higadat levincha, to relate the story of the Exodus to our children. And by the way, here's a little trivia. Do you know who the first Jewish child was? It was our forefather Isaac, born on the first day of Passover. Isaac was educated by his parents, Abraham and Sarah, who were role models par excellence in the mitzvah of having guests and doing acts of kindness. In fact, the Torah tells us that when Abraham and Sarah received the news that they would give birth to a son at an old age, they were busy hosting guests. And so each year on Isaac's birthday, right before the children asked the 4 questions, we are reminded that our primary concern in life is acts of kindness, to take care of the material and spiritual needs of others. This message becomes richer as we consider the first part of the opening paragraph. Heilach ma'anya diachalo avatana ba'ara de Mitzrayim. This is the bread of affliction our ancestors ate in Egypt. Seems like a strange way to begin, but there's a deep and profound message. Let me explain. There's a young lady we read about in the prophets by the name of Ruth. Ruth went through great suffering and disappointment. Her husband died suddenly and her future looked grim and destitute. Ruth's mother-in-law Naomi, who herself was a widow, was about to move back to her hometown. And though family would usually stay together, Naomi said, Ruth, you are a young woman. I'm an old lady. You've got a full life in front of you. Don't worry about me. Just go off and do your own thing. To which Ruth responded, No, Naomi, I'm not going to leave you by yourself, especially when you're hurting. I'm going to move in and take care of you. Together, we'll get through this. Even though Ruth was hurting, even though she herself was in pain, she reached out and helped somebody else. Month after month, Ruth kept helping Naomi, getting the food, serving her dinner, being her friend. One day, when Ruth was out in the field gathering wheat, she met Boaz, the owner of the fields. Long story short, they found love in one another and got married. God blessed them with a son named Oved. Oved had a son named Yishai, and Yishai had a son named David. And now you know the rest of the story. David went on to become Israel's greatest king and the ancestor of Mashiach. Ruth tasted the bread of affliction, but she chose not to wait for others to rescue her from her loneliness. She rescued those who needed saving. When we are hurt, we too can gain strength, joy, and blessings by helping others. My friends, let's not allow the bitterness and discouragement in our current crisis to set the tone for our future. Let's be like Ruth. Let's find a way to be a blessing to others, and God willing, very soon, we, our families, friends, and the entire world will find healing and blessings greater than we have ever imagined. The holiday of freedom begins, the Seder begins, when we teach ourselves not to linger on our own bread of affliction, but to ask ourselves, how can I be a blessing to others in need? This is the bread of affliction. Yes, we may live in a time of challenge and suffering, but let all who are in need come and eat with us. So this year, while we will certainly miss the wonderful company and think of the hundreds of friends who have joined our Seders over the years, and each of you, our extended Chabad OT family, after dark this evening, as we lean to our left and crunch on our shmur matzah, the bread of affliction, also the bread of healing and faith, let us reflect on the importance of having guests and increasing in acts of kindness now and in the future. And in this way, we can all celebrate the message of Passover together. Yes, as I like to say, you may be on your own, but you're never alone. Thank you for your friendship. Thank you for being our partners. Please know that we are always here for you, and we will do whatever we can to help those in need, with prayers for the redemption, with the coming of Mashiach, when there will no longer be any sickness, friction, or politics. I truly look forward to hearing the good news from Elijah the prophet when he comes to visit our home this evening, that all flights were canceled only so that the skies can be clear for all of us to fly to Israel and watch the third and final temple be rebuilt. Amen. Chag Kasher V'Sameach.